Welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers.
That's right. Welcome back to Couple Movies Watcher. And today is all about Coming to America 2 on Amazon Prime. If you don't have it,
Get it.
get it. You know what I mean? We're not sponsored by Amazon Prime, but if they do decide to sponsor us, it will help us out a lot. Give us some free stuff. But it's all good. Before we jump into...
We're just saying it's that good. Just kidding.
Yes. Well, we're saying, we'll get to that. So don't forget, we'll talk about it. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and share this video, and stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's all about Coming to America 2. Now, I'm going to wait and give my opinion later.
No, this time it's your turn first.
So if you haven't seen Coming to America 1, it's linked somewhere in this video. So we watched Coming to America 1 and Coming to America 2 back to back. Mm-hmm. You know, Anna didn't want to see any of them. She said, I don't want to see Coming to America. I was like, look, man, you got to see one because I haven't seen one in a long time. So I want to get refreshed. Mm-hmm. So I got refreshed and downloaded it into my brain. I was like, man, you know what? Coming to America 1 was really amazing. It holds up to today. Mm-hmm. Great set design, X, Y, and Z. Watch another video for that.
Also, it's like a story of a man, you know, finding his love.
It is the story of a man. That's why starring Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall.
But I'm just saying, it's rare to see that.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah. So
after watching Coming to America 1, you watch Coming to America 2 back to back. And a part of me being such a huge Coming to America fan, I felt, for me personally, I thought it was somewhat of a mistake because the part 1 is such a classic. So when you watch part 2, your expectations are really high. So me going in here, I just had high expectations, high hopes for the movie. And I felt the movie was a little uneven.
What do you mean?
And what I mean by that is I kind of felt like in the beginning, I didn't really like any of the characters. Like, I didn't really like Eddie Murphy's daughter. Eddie Murphy was okay. His son was like whatever. But as time progressed, all the characters kind of grew on me again. Because it kind of felt like Eddie Murphy just taking advantage of, you know, his son. And the joke was, oh, I got a bastard son. I was like, well, you know, that's kind of, you know, I don't really find that too funny. Calling him a bastard son over and over again. And I feel like Eddie Murphy character wouldn't have just been so heartless, like just trying to use somebody. But as the movie progressed, the characters do grow. So I felt like overall, I thought the movie was cool. It's not a bad movie. It wasn't a great movie. It had its funny moments. But I felt it was a cool movie overall, but if you compare it to 1, for me personally, as a huge fan of part 1, we'll get to your comments afterwards. I hope I'm not swaying your opinion, but I feel like I am because you were like, oh, I love it. Now you're like looking at me like, do I still like it? No, it's your opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't sway because in the beginning of the video you're gonna talk about how much. Oh yeah, you order Amazon Prime. Now you're like, oh, man. Now you're like, oh man.
That's what you said you wanted me to say it first, huh?
Yeah, because I can see now in your eyes. You're like, oh man, maybe this movie isn't as good as I thought it was. Right? But it's just my opinion as far as like. The movie
I
is
was like, wait. I was just thinking about all the stuff that you were saying. So
yeah, so don't allow me to sway your judgment. I just feel the characters weren't as strong. I feel like you had hate to say it, but I was like, man, you know, a lot of these actors are just like a whole bunch of old people in this film. Nothing is bad for having old folks in the film, but it's like I feel like it was a movie with all of Eddie Murphy homies. And looking at the director. I looked at his filmography, and I feel like the director is a good director when it comes to like drama, but he doesn't really do comedy, really well. He did My Name is Dolomite, but that wasn't necessarily comedy. It was a movie with its funny moments. And I feel like this was a movie with funny moments as well. And I just felt it was lacking in a lot of parts. Mm-hmm. And I kind of felt like even with Wesley Snipes' character, I actually liked him as a character. I felt like Wesley Snipes needed to do a full-blown comedy movie starring himself, not as a sidekick or a side character. I think I want to see Eddie Murphy, not Eddie Murphy. I want to see Wesley Snipes in more comedies, and I think he's good with comedy. But I thought it was kind of weird. Like every time you see his character, he just like dancing, like his whole squad is dancing, and then I kind of feel like there's a scene where there without getting into it, I feel like for him to be the king of Zamunda, where was Eddie Murphy army? It's like you see his guards, but when stuff started happening, they were like nowhere to be found. It's like, but overall, you got to watch it to the end. I feel like if you end up leaving the movie early, you're not going to feel it. Because there was, to be honest, I was like, I'm not feeling this. But you have to watch the movie in its totality, and you'll find it okay. If you're not a huge Coming to America fan of one. But let's hear Anna's opinion, because I'm looking at her. She's like, I feel like I definitely swayed her thoughts and opinion because she was hyped. She's like, I can't wait to talk about this movie. Yes, let's do it. Yes. Now she's like, oh man, I don't know if the movie's good anymore. That's why she's speechless. She doesn't even know what to say now. Before I said everything, before I bashed the movie, not necessarily bash, but talked about what are you going to say about the movie?
I'm laughing because I didn't have the high expectations that you had, so I ended up like enjoying it. I thought it was a good movie because, he, in the beginning of the first one, like the first one, he was like, he was young. He was like wanted to explore because he was stuck in his house doing the same thing over and over. He just wanted to go and see the world and experience life. And now he did all of that and he became a dad. Now he's like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta go. It's kind of like the parents, they taught him to be a certain way. And then it got, he basically turned into his parents. And instead of doing what he wanted to do, how he did it in the first one, he was doing the same thing. Like, oh, you gotta do the rules. You gotta like, the man has to be the one. And basically the girls were like, the eldest daughter was like, really wanted to be like she wanted to be the man for her dad. So it's like the power, like she had a lot of energy. She wanted to be the person, but like because of the laws, it was like not letting her be who she wanted to be. And then I thought it was like a good thing where, they wanted to bring a guy in, but like the whole time I was kind of like saying that Eddie Murphy was like cheating on his wife. I thought that was what would happen, but it was before he met her. So I was kind of like already talking smack about him. And you're like, you need to chill.
Yeah, that's when he was watching part one. And I figured that's one thing I think they did a good job with Coming to America too, is I figured there's a scene in part one where they go to a bar, and I figured that's where he was going to meet the actress that he slept with and had a kid with. And I was curious to how they were going to do it, and I think they did it in a way where it was tasteful and it stayed true to his character, where he wasn't out there
trying to get booty.
Well, he was, but he wasn't. You know what I mean? He stayed true to really trying to find true love, and it wasn't like it made sense where
how it all planned out.
We're all planned out where it didn't taint his character like in a negative light.
True.
And I think that's important. Like sometimes in movies, a character would just do something and it'll try to justify it. But
I think in this one he lost himself, trying to be a certain ruler, and basically his daughters bring him back. Like, hey, we're gonna do it this way, because that's how he was in the beginning. He's like, I don't have to marry somebody that's just for power. Like I want to be with somebody that I want to be with.
Isn't it actually McDowell who brings them back, not his daughters?
In the second movie?
Yeah. Well, we're not going to go too much into spoilers or anything like that, but he does lose his way, and he does come back to who he is. So, but yeah, I think overall, good movie. Don't compare it to one, and if you haven't seen one, watch one and watch our review on one.
Because I mean, you wouldn't really if I didn't even see the first one, I wouldn't even get the story on the second one. Well, it's not that complicated, but I feel like you see more of their background in that one.
Yeah, I feel like if you haven't seen part one, then part two, you don't have characters that might not make as much sense. One thing I'm surprised, I brought out so many of the old characters. I'm surprised they didn't bring the Queen's sister back. Right?
I didn't care for her.
Well, I don't think no one really cared for her, but I thought she did a good role where she was kind of like the, I guess, loose sister in a sense that was sleeping with everybody. But I feel like she yeah, you know what I mean? You got the dad there. It's like, why not have the daughter and the Soul Glow guy? I think they were kind of like the villains of part one. But I think they did a good enough job where you hated their characters, right? And I feel
I just didn't like them. I don't hate them.
You know, that to me, I feel like they did a good job as an actor, because I think most people didn't like their characters in part one. Because
that's why I didn't want them to come back on the second one. That's how much I didn't like them.
Well, I guess they did a good job, and those actors are starving in life, asking, "Can we get a side job?" But sorry, people didn't like you. You guys did your job so well in part one that they said, "You know what? We're not hiring you guys ever again. We want the world to hate you guys." And that's it. But yeah, this movie was actually supposed to go to the movie theaters. Would you have paid to see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of the current situation we're in worldwide, Amazon picked it up. The rumor is I think $200 million. This was supposed to be Eddie Murphy's big comeback. So
I thought it was a good story compared to most stories coming out right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say
if you think about it, the ones that we've seen recently, none of them have compared to this one.
I would say this is better than Tom and Jerry. Slightly.
Yeah, basically. That's what I'm saying. I do not like that one. Yeah. I like this one more.
Yeah, I would say, but what movies have we seen?
And at least we didn't see that one guy more than one scene.
Which one?
The guy that comes out in Tom and Jerry.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I don't even know why he was even in this movie. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think, what movies have you seen? I guess The Little Things, you like this better? There's not a lot of movies have you seen.
Yeah, this one's better than The Little Things.
Oh, okay.
With, even though it's Denzel Washington. I love Denzel Washington. But
yeah, that wasn't one of his better films.
But the story wasn't that... the ending was kind of off, I feel.
Oh, yeah, the ending just kind of killed that whole movie.
It was the ending, actually. The whole movie was really good until that part. I was like, From the most recent movies that are coming out right now that were supposed to be in theaters, I feel like this is one of the good ones that it's not a lot of movies, but from what we've seen, I think this is a good story.
Yeah, I would agree. But so
that's what I'm saying. Out of all of them,
all the movies that came out, I would say, possibly.
Yeah. So far,
it's only what is March, so
we'll see what happens with the other one.
Otherwise, it's old school movies for the next 20 years. Outside of that, any last words?
Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, and it's free with Prime. Prime gives you free delivery and whatever else they give you with that.
It's one of the perks.
And don't forget to subscribe. Let us know, how did you like Coming to America 2? Did it live up to your expectations? Were you satisfied, disappointed?
Did you like the first one?
Did you like the first one? Yeah. Did you even watch the first one? If you haven't watched the first one,
go watch it now.
Go watch it now. Even if you watched it years ago, it's a good refresher. So until next time, everybody.
Peace.